संगाल अस्सलाम वालेकुम खैरियत है ये मेरे भाई जब पेशावर आता हूँ ना या कहीं भी फिरता हूँ तो तस्वीरें खींचता हूँ ये इंस्टाग्राम वगैरह फेसबुक वगैरह मेरे यहाँ पे
मुझे कैमरा बड़ा पसंद है।
ठीक है
ये कौन से वाला है?
ये लाइका
लाइका है।
2018. That was the first time when I picked up the camera in Peshawar with the intention of actually documenting and taking pictures. At the time, I didn't really know what I was taking pictures of, but I would visit Peshawar every year, and I have since for the past 8 years. I would go out for 1 to 2 days at a time and roam the streets in the old city, in its bazaars, in the markets, go to the fruit sellers and go to the cart sellers and meet people. And Peshawar, the people in Peshawar are really, really friendly. So photography becomes very difficult in a situation where you get noticed and you basically stick out like a sore thumb. But I needed to do this because it was a city that I grew up in, and after living 25 years out of the country, out of the city, away from its people, I started realizing that actually, although I don't have the curiosity of somebody who doesn't know the place, I'm still curious as to document and record these things, the interactions, the people, the trades, how the city unfolds itself. It has changed dramatically over the past many, many years. Here I am sharing with you some of the clips from my walks in the city, my interactions with the people, and just taking some pictures. One of the things that I've been thinking of is to do a workshop in the city. And if you're interested in that, why not let me know? Drop me a comment, send me an email, and I'm sure I can arrange something. See you soon. There is a certain weight to Peshawar's morning. There's usually a haze that softens the outlines of the old city walls. And settles in the narrow arteries of the bazaar. For nearly a decade, I have wandered these streets with a camera, drawn not only by the images, waiting at every turn, but the city's pulse, the unbroken conversations between past and present, tradition and change. Rickshaws and motorcycles jostle for space beside carts, hand-pushed barrows.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम खैरियत है ये मेरे भाई والله आज से कर सकता हूँ
कब से यही?
जो 12 माह क्यों से
The air is often thick with a scent of spices, exhaust fumes, and bread. My camera hangs at my side. try to think that I'm unassuming, but I'm not. Street photography here is less about stealth, it's more about invitation. There's always a negotiation. Being noticed by the shopkeepers who lean on their stalls, who often would offer you to have a cup of green tea with them, who would often ask you where you're from, all meant in a very friendly way. For me, photography in Peshawar is about these moments. It's a ritual of return that I've been repeating again and again for the past so many years. I find myself at the doorsteps of the copper artisans, descendant perhaps of those who came here centuries ago when Peshawar was a thriving oasis on the Silk Road. The exact name of this craft is lost on me, but the work speaks for itself. Hammers ringing out on blank copper, each blow echoing through the workshop, shaping pots and jugs and trays into objects that will outlast us. In a world driven by speed and impermanence, these men move to a slower time, their fingers blackened by history itself.
सख्त काम नहीं है
Back on the streets, the floral stalls bloom in the shadow of bazaar's chaos. Here garlands of marigold, red roses, jasmine hang on bright fragrant rows. Destined for occasions both sacred and joyous, celebrating pilgrims' return, adorning wedding cars, marking milestones in lives that unfold just beyond the frame. The florists, busy with their hands, pause only to pose for a photograph or to share a story. Their trade, like so much in Peshawar, is a family inheritance. Skills passed quietly from parent to child, petals pressed between generations.
Allah shukar hai to Peshawar टिको वाला सेरो वाला गाडो वाला टांगो वाला मंडी मवेशियाँ अंदर शहर मैं बाहर रहता हूँ
चलो फिर ओके वो तो समझ आती है
मैं बाहर रहता हूँ
नहीं वो तो समझ आती है मैंने कि आजकल और इसलिए पूछते हैं क्या है क्या
The city has always been a crossroads of empires, of armies, from the times of Alexander to the Mughal Empire. The Duranis all have been through this. Of languages and faiths, in its streets, I not only find stories of photographs, but echoes of my own questions. What do we choose to hold on to when so much is swept away by time?
إن شاء الله خيري بسم الله الله ميزاتك
As the afternoon wanes, I make my way towards the edge of the old city, where the music of hammers gives way to the subtle melody of the modest shops in Safaid Dayrhi. The last rabab makers of Peshawar still practice their art. The rabab, a musical instrument with its carved mulberry wood and taut corkscrews, more than an instrument. It's a vessel for memory, a bridge to the poetry, longing of the Pashtun heart. Once these shops lined the lanes, now only a handful remain, their craft endangered by changing tastes and cheaper imports. Yet, as I watch the artisans shape the wood, coaxing the instrument to life, I am reminded that survival itself is a kind of rebellion, a refusal to let beauty slip away. Peshawar, the portrait of a city, remains alive.